I've been getting back into watching some BLs, and I've been watching this particular one, and I actually finished watching it and it's really wonderful. It's called Choco Milkshake, and I think it's probably one of the most interesting premises I've seen. For a romance story, I could see this being polarizing to people who haven't watched it. I don't know if I'll give it a lot of justice by describing it, but I just want to talk about it anyways because it was just such a sweet, fluffy, cute show, and I really didn't think it would be, because it's such a weird way to start off any show. Hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Heart podcast, where I talk about K-dramas, C-dramas, BTS, and basically anything else I want to talk about. I want to talk about Choco Milkshake, and this is a great love story BL for those that are pet owners or previously pet owners. It stars the male lead, who is very lonely and isolated. His parents are no longer in the picture, and we just see him kind of going and dragging himself through life. And one night he gets really drunk, and he basically makes a wish that, you know, his childhood pets could come back to life and comfort him. Basically, he's like, I miss you guys and I wish you could come back to me. Just a moment of vulnerability. He wakes up the next day and something really strange happens. These two men are waiting outside of his home, and they claim that they are the deceased pets of his childhood. And that's how the story begins. So these two young men are the human manifestation of his pets, named Choco and Milk. So like chocolate milkshake. And it's so cute. It sounds really weird, but somehow the show works. And when the show starts off with, they have such dog-like and cat-like mannerisms. So Choco is the dog, and he is very much dog-like. He's like big and he's happy. He's got this beautiful big wide smile. And then Milk is the cat, and just very cat-like, very, you know, snippy and snooty, and kind of keeps to himself, but when ignored will go back and kind of snuggle with the owner. And it just kind of chronicles them kind of coming back together, and the male lead kind of figuring out how to fit these guys back into his life, while also explaining their kind of eccentric behavior, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to outsiders looking in. There's also the character, his uncle, who runs like a little cafe slash bar that he also helps to be a waiter at night with. And it's just really funny how it plays out, because it goes over not only just the deep love and loyalty that you'll have with pets, but dealing with pets that now are human and have to deal with like human emotion and deal with falling in love. And in particular, there's like a love story between the male lead and Choco, and we find out that, and this is getting into spoilers, Choco was an abused dog in his dog life, and the male lead found him on the street, and there is that like trauma bonding in that as well. And you just slowly see Choco kind of become more and more human, and kind of slowly fall in love and not really realize what's happening. And I get that this part is kind of weird too, because childhood pets that grow up with you into adulthood and then pass away and then are reincarnated in human form, and then having one fall in love with you just does not really sound not that suspect. It just sounds really sus, but this is a show where it's definitely, you have to watch it to get it, understand, because explaining it just makes it come across really weird. But yeah, so they slowly fall in love, and then we learn tragically that their time is very limited on Earth. So whatever deal that they struck in heaven in order to come back in human form to essentially comfort their previous owner, they have a limited time. I think in the show it was 30 days or 60 days that they were allowed to before they have to return back. So that's kind of like the cloud that's hanging over over them as the male lead discovers that his time with them is limited and that he has to potentially face losing them again, even though they have helped him reopen himself back up and help him through the loneliness and the heartache, and to have that love kind of ripped away again. It's probably even more painful the second time. I'm not going to give away the ending, but just to let you know, it's very bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. I don't think there is that many episodes to it. It's a very short season. It is very bingeable. Typically the duration of each episode is about like 15 to 20 minutes. I think there is 11 episodes in total. Believe you me, you could binge this quite easily if you have just a off day in the weekend and you just have a couple of hours to kill or so. It would be very easy to binge watch the majority of it. If you just need kind of like a release right now, if you are watching world events right now and just how chaotic things are, not that you should look away from atrocities that are happening in the world, but if you just need just a little respite, just a little bit before educating yourself once again, I think this show just has this little pocket, this little sliver of joy that I thought was really soothing. You know, I really enjoyed it for what it was, and even though I thought the initial synopsis of it was so incredibly weird, it's just a really beautiful love story that played out, and it really surprised me. It's not graphic at all. It is just sweet, it's innocent, and it's really heartfelt, and you'll be surprised how much it chokes you up. Even if you're someone that is not a pet owner, I can see you just being gutted, but in the best way possible by this show. So I highly recommend it to watch if you haven't. It's definitely a sweet gem that I just accidentally stumbled across. So that's it for this episode. If you want more episodes in this nature, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this via YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're watching via Spotify, or if you're listening via Spotify or other streaming platforms, I appreciate you as well. Till the next episode. Bye.